recording? Yes, we are. All right, thank you again for joining me today in this exercise. As with others, a part of this series, I'll be reading a paragraph to you. Embedded within this paragraph are the potential for errors related to punctuation, grammar, syntax, spelling, and the like. Keep that in mind. After I read it to you, please pause the video to make your corrections independently. Resume so that we can correct them together. Hopefully your corrections will align with my own. I'm going to start, as I said, by reading the paragraph and making sure first that it's in frame. Hopefully you can see that. All right, I'll start. It was not hard for Singleton to persuade people from the South to follow him to Kansas. Although black people in the South were free, they still were not treated well. They were forced to live as second-class citizens. Groups like the Ku Klux Klan formed at this time. They used violence, threats, and fear to keep black people from moving into new roles in society. It's no surprise that more than 50,000 African Americans left the South in the late 1870s. All right, go ahead and pause the video to make your corrections independently. All right, hopefully we can get started since I'm moving and shaking. Here at the beginning of the sentence, we have the word it. We're fine, it's capitalized. It was not hard for Singleton, which is a proper noun. It's this individual's surname requiring a capital letter to persuade people from the South, which is referring to a region, but it's referring to it almost as though it were a title of that region. So we treat it like a proper noun, which requires a capital. All right, so people from the South to follow him to Kansas. This is a specific state in our union, which is a proper noun, requires also a capital. Although black people in the South were free, comma, they still were not treated well, period. We've concluded our thought. Next sentence should begin with a capital. They were forced to live as second-class citizens, period. Complete thought. Next sentence, capital. Groups like the Ku Klux Klan, so groups, comma, likes the Ku Klux Klan, so we're splicing that in, formed at this time, period. Next sentence should start with a capital. They used violence, comma, threats, comma, and fear to keep black people from moving into new roles in society. Now we've created a series, so 3 or more, any element needs to be set, or all those elements of 3 or more in a series require a comma to separate them. It's, here we have the possessive form of the pronoun it, or the object pronoun it. Instead, we want the contraction between it and is, which requires an apostrophe between the it and followed by the s. So it is no surprise, or it's no surprise, that more than 50,000 African Americans, proper noun, each element requires a capitalization, left the South, proper noun, we're referring to that as a specific region, in the late 1870s, period. And hopefully your corrections align with my own. Thank you.